I'm curious, if I put this sand into an arc furnace, I wonder if I'll get glass. And now that I got that missing link welder, I can test it. The leads are set up so the welder will give 10 amps of electricity to the two electrodes. The two electrodes are graphite covered in copper, and I'll push them underneath the sand until they reach. Now I'm going to be having the camera over here, and I'm going to be having it behind the tinted glass from a welding helmet, because I don't know how bright this would be, and I would sure hate for it to kill my camera. It seems like I can't strike an arc with 10 amps underneath the sand, so I'm going to remove the sand, start the arc, up the amps to 40 amps, and then when I get the arc stable, I'll put the sand on top of the arc. Let's see how that does. Looks like glass to me. That's the little glob of glass or something that I made. Weird. It's all bubbly on the inside. Now let's go from 40 amps to 100 amps. Oh man, you can feel the heat coming off that. That looks awesome. Very random colorations, but oh well. It even took a bit of the carbon electrode on it. Seems quite fragile. Still pretty cool though how it turns red. That last setup was kind of underwhelming, so let's try this setup. I wonder if it'll work any better. And we'll keep it at 100 amps. That was actually pretty cool. Now let's break that apart and see what happened. Looks like I made fiberglass or something like it. This time I'm just going to have each electrode in each hand and see if I can melt the sand in an interesting way. Holy cow, that was bright. That was bright even with my welding helmet on. I might want to get some better shades. Well, that's pretty interesting. It does seem to have a lot of glass properties where it's somewhat transparent, but there's just too many bubbles and impurities in it to really make it clear. So now let's see what it looks like on a microscale. That's the top part that was melted the most. That's one of the blue, that's the big blue speck on the piece of metal glass. Now this video is actually recorded a day after I did this entire video, and I'm retroactively putting this in there because I noticed that the glass is fractured, as you can see a lot in there. There's all these fractures over here, like this big line right here. There's definitely a lot of bubbles in here. This is at 4 times with a 10-time magnifier. Let's go to 10 times, so 100 times. It seems that the electric arc injects a lot of air into the glass. Now we're on the back side of it. You can see all the sand granules. Little black speck's interesting. Let's zoom in from 40 times to 100 times. Looks like a piece of metal. Maybe that was left over from... That might be a piece of graphite. Or perhaps it's a piece of copper. Oh, look at that. It's a little orange ball. There's another one up a little bit left to it, but the other orange one might just be a round thing. I'm really curious what that might be. That looks almost perfectly spherical. Wow, that's so cool. Now this is pretty interesting. The sand that's gotten really hot, but not hot enough to melt, has turned orange. It's pretty cool. That electric arc sure does get a lot hotter than a regular fire. I like how on the back of this, it's sand granules that have been melted together slightly, but on the top, it's granules that have been melted together completely, so it makes it like a bubbly glass layer. Has a bunch of bubbles and discoloration underneath it. Like that little blue and white speck. That's pretty interesting. I'm wondering if I could melt down like regular river rock, like the rounded pebbles that have been in the creek for years. If you guys have any suggestions for future videos, please let me know in the comment section below. It'd be interesting to try different things. Of course, I'm still going to be trying iron and aluminium and casting metals and stuff, but this is like other things that I might not think about to try to heat up. Hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. See ya!